Hello everyone, my name is Chloe and today I'm here with a brand new video. Welcome to Brunette Bibliophile, where I post bookish videos and writing content. Today I'm here to talk about my next batch of anticipated releases, and these are going to be May through August. So I have, I think, 25-ish titles to talk about for the next couple of minutes, and my camera is dying, so I'm gonna quickly go through the list. I'm probably not gonna talk extensively about every single one. There's a lot to talk about, so we're just going to jump right in and get started. So starting off in May, I have a lot of books that are coming out on May 3rd. First one we have is I Kissed Shara Wheeler by KASIE McQuiston. This is her young adult debut. I still haven't read One Last Stop, so I'm not completely caught up on her books. But with this being her YA debut, I am very interested to see how it differentiates from her adult books. Next we have See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Another YA book that I am interested to see because I've only read adult books by Rachel Lynn Solomon, so I definitely want to see how her YA is different from her adult books. She has young adult books out already, but I'm interested in reading everything that she puts out, so I definitely want to know about this one. Next is By the Book by Jasmine Guillory. This is the second book in the modern Disney fairy tale retellings, and they're also rom-coms. The first one was If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. So these are done by different authors for each book, and this one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Next, probably my most anticipated release for this entire year, and that is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I love Emily Henry romance books, so this is definitely one that I am so excited to pick up. I have loved People We Meet on Vacation, and I have loved Beach Read, and I am 99% sure I'm gonna love this. Next we have Inheritance by Elizabeth Acevedo. I am not 100% familiar with what this is. I believe it's a poetry collection, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I have really enjoyed Elizabeth Acevedo's work in the past, and I'm interested to see what her next book is all about. Next we have Bravely by Maggie STIEFVATER. I have never read a book by Maggie STIEFVATER before, but I did see this, and it is I'm assuming a retelling of the movie Brave. I'm not sure if it's associated with Disney in any way, but I am interested to see what this is about. I do have it on hold for the library, so I'm interested to see what this is about and if I enjoy Maggie STIEFVATER's writing. Next, coming out on May 17th, we have Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. They have said that this is kind of like an adventure style romance book. I'm definitely anticipating it being something different from what they have written in the past. So I'm very interested to see what this one is all about. Next, coming out on May 22nd, we have Glow by Raven Kennedy. This is the fourth and final book in the Plated Prisoner series, which is an adult retelling of the story of King Midas. I've read the first two books, and they are very, very graphic with lots of trigger warnings. So if that is something that you need to be aware of before you read a book, definitely look into those trigger warnings before picking up this series. Next, coming out on May 31st, we have Places We've Never Been by Kasie West. I do have an e-arc of this book, and I haven't been able to pick it up yet, but the last Kasie West release, which was Sunkissed, I just fell in love with. I love all of Kasie West's books, but something about that one just really had me flying through it, and I'm hoping to have the same feeling with this one. I have no idea what this book is about. I tend to go in almost blind with Kasie West books, and I think I'm going to keep it that way with this one as well. And the last one for May, also coming out on May 31st, is Rivals by Katharine McGee. This is the third book in the American Royals series. This was a surprise release because we did not know that this one was coming. We thought it was only a duology, but she is back with a new book, and I am so excited to pick this up. I really enjoy this series. I might need a refresher on the past two, but I'm so excited to see where this book is going to take us next. So moving right on into June, I only have 3 for the month of June, and the first one coming out on June 14th is The Sizzle Paradox by Lily Menon, aka Sandhya Menon. This is her second adult romance book. The first one, which was Makeup Breakup, was one that I really enjoyed. So this is another one that I'm very excited to read. I believe it's going to be like a geeky, maybe a little science-y romance where her main character worked in tech. This is another one that I have an e-arc of and I still haven't gotten to, so I'm really hoping to get to it before its release date. Next, coming out on June 21st is This Wicked Fate by Callan Bayron. Another one that I am so excited for. I read This Poison Heart last year and that ending has just crushed me. So I'm very excited to pick this one up because the cliffhanger was almost too much. This is one that I'm getting a physical arc of from a friend of mine. So hopefully I can get to it before the release date because I have to know what happens after the ending of the first book. And coming out on June 28th is American Royalty by Tracy Livesay. This is a book that I have no idea what it's about, but I have seen it going around. If I judge it purely on the cover, I think it is going to be kind of like a riff off of Harry and Meghan, but I have been seeing it everywhere recently, so that's why I had to add it to my list. Moving into July, the first couple are coming out on July 5th. The first one is Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw. This one is a continuation of The Nightmare Before Christmas, and it is kind of after the events of the movie, and we are following Jack and Sally. I think it's focusing on Sally though, just based off of the title. And this is one that I read the synopsis at the time of finding out about it and have not touched it since. So I'm excited to see where this one goes and kind of follow these characters in the post-movie world. Next is Never Never by Serena Valentino. This is either the 9th or the 10th book, I think it's the 10th book, in the not the Twisted Tale series, in the Villain series. These are all interconnected, and the next one is based off of Captain Hook. The last two books were not as connected as the other ones, so I'm hoping that this will be the next piece of the puzzle that will help us continuing to see how connected all of these books and worlds are. And then we have The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This is her adult romance debut, and I have no idea what this is about, but I love romance, rom-coms. I love Ashley Poston's YA work, so I am excited to see where this one goes. And then coming out on July 26th, we have A Girl's Guide to Love and Magic by Debbie Regaud. So Debbie Regaud wrote Truly Madly Royally, which I really enjoyed. I think I read that in 2019 or 2020, one of those two. And then her next book, which was Simone Breaks All the Rules, was kind of just okay for me. This one, I have no idea what it's about, but I'm gonna read it anyway, give her a third chance, and hopefully I will love this like I did her first. And finally, jumping into August, we have a couple coming out on August 2nd. The first one is How to Date a Superhero and Not Die Trying by Christina Fernandez. I cannot tell you what this is about now. I don't remember. I read it at the time, the synopsis. I saw it on NetGalley, and I said, okay. And I added it to my want to read shelf on Goodreads. Next we have Husband Material by Alexis Hall. This is the sequel to Boyfriend Material, which I read and enjoyed last year. So I'm excited to see a continuation of this couple. And apparently there's also going to be a third one, so I guess we'll see how it all goes. Next we have My Imaginary Mary by the Lady Janies, which is Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. They wrote the Janes trilogy, and they have started a new trilogy of historical Marys. These books always focus on a central person and then two other people. In this case, the central person is Mary Shelley, who is the author of Frankenstein, and then one of the additional people is Ada Lovelace, but I'm not sure who the third one is. But I have really enjoyed books by this trio in the past. I always find them very funny, and I'm very excited to see where the Mary's trilogy goes from here. Coming out on August 9th, and kind of staying with the historical figures, we have Cake Eater by Alison Dahlin. I understand that it is a retelling of Marie Antoinette, and I understand that it is actually set in the future, and that's all I know. Coming out on August 23rd, probably another one of my most anticipated releases. of this year, and that is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is Ali Hazelwood's sophomore novel. So far she's released The Love Hypothesis, which I already own 3 copies of, and then she released 3 novellas, which I loved all of those, and now she has this book coming out. I have no idea what it's about, but it's about women in science, which I love, and I loved these books, and I love all of her work, and she's an auto-buy author, so I'm not even going to question it. I'm just going to buy it and read it. Next, coming out on August 30th, we have 3 Kisses, 1 Midnight by Roshani Chatsky, Evelyn Skye, and Sanja Menon. This is a Halloween witchy story. I don't think it's an anthology. I think it's following 3 characters that were written by these 3 authors. And that's all I know. I think it's just a witchy, romancy, fun YA. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's YA or not. But I'm a part of Sanja Menon's street team. Words. I'm a part of Sanja's street team, and she's been talking about this off and on in the past year or so. So this is one that I had on my radar, and the cover is out, and it's gorgeous, and I'm very excited to read it this coming spooky season. And the last book that I'm going to talk about in this whole video is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid, also coming out on August 30th. I'm going to be honest, I don't like this cover. I think it strays away from every other cover that Taylor Jenkins Reid has had in the past, so I'm not a fan of it, but I am still excited to read this book. Carrie Soto is a character that we briefly met in Malibu Rising, and as you know, her books, starting with 7 Husbands, to Daisy Jones, to Malibu Rising, and now to Carrie Soto, are all slightly connected. So I'm very excited to read this one and have another TJR hit. I still just hate this cover. And I'm really, really hoping the Book of the Month does this book so I can have all matching hardcovers. So that is all I have for my anticipated releases for May to August. Let me know in the comments below if these are anything that you are anticipating, or if there's something that I didn't mention that you're anticipating. Let me know what it is in the comments below. So that's all I have for you all today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every week, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. And if you really like my content, consider checking out my Patreon, linked in the description below. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
In the darkness, I don't feel so cold.